So on my walk this morning, I was thinking about all the things I have to do today. You all know I'm a doer, a goer. I'm very active, lots of things I love to get done in a day. I live and die by a to-do list. But about a year ago, I adopted a new philosophy, a mantra, a saying, a way of life. And I was thinking about it this morning and I thought, you know what? I want to share it with you because it has truly changed the way that I view things, how I do things, my philosophy on life. And I think you can take it and apply it to so many situations because I do little things in life, big things in life. Let me just get into it and share with you my life's philosophy. So if you all have been around for a while, you know that I am a busybody. I'm always doing something. I'm never a couch potato. I am never bored. And I like to stay busy. I like my life to be that way. So when you hear my mantra, you'll totally understand. It's going to click and you'll go, yes. But if you are somebody that likes a slower life, if you like to sit on the couch, if you like to make time in your day to take a nap, this mantra will, I think, also be very useful to you. Let me lay a little groundwork so you'll understand kind of what my life looks like, and then I'll share my mantra. So I'm a full-time content creator, and prior to living this life, for 23 years, I was the chief operations officer of a telecommunications company. So then after I did that, I started an ice cream shop, which I sold a couple years ago now. But I have always been the type of person who could get bogged down in the details, the projects. But I like details. I like to be organized. I like to do everything over the top. I always put in 120%, and anything and everything that I do must be perfect, top notch, at the highest quality. Y'all, that can lead to stress and burnout and lots of things, anxiety. And for me, back in those years when I lived my life that way, it absolutely did. Well, now that I'm home, I work from home, and I am a content creator, I'm the one that has to oversee my life and my day and all the things that I want to do and need to do. So the perfect example of this that I want to start out with is my cookbooks. I've now written 3 cookbooks, and when I sit down to write my first one, I got so bogged down in the details. Not the recipes were easy. Not the writing of the recipes, that was also easy, but I got bogged down in the details of how much white space should I have around each page? How much, should the margins be adjusted to have my cookbook look a certain way? For the abbreviation, for the word tablespoon, should I use TBS or TBSP? And should the T be capitalized? Little details like that. And it took me forever to write this cookbook because I just could not get away from all of the minute details. And that was when I actually discovered the mantra and the saying, the quote, whatever you want to call it, done is better than perfect. And I wrote it on the calendar that is on the wall in my office. Done is better than perfect. And I looked at it every day while I was writing that cookbook. And I came to the conclusion that, you know what? That is absolutely true. I have got to be done with this. No one in the end is really going to fault me or even care if I had an eighth of an inch of white space versus a quarter of an inch of white space. Did you all care? Thousands of you all have purchased that cookbook, and did you even give it a second thought how much white space I had around each page? No. So I decided to be done with the cookbook. Quit worrying about the little things, the cookbook, the recipes, the pictures. Did it reflect me and the things that I'm cooking and wanted to share with you? And the answer was yes. So done was better than perfect, and I released the cookbook, and it was a huge success. And so now I've written 2 more and use that same philosophy. But I also adopt that same philosophy when it's small, minute things that I run into every single day. I am a neat freak. I like my house to be tidy. I like everything to be picked up and put away. I want my dishes clean. That you'll never find dishes in my sink. I want my bed made, all the things. But I can get in my own head and tell myself that When I wipe off the kitchen counters after we finish dinner, instead of just wiping the counters and being done, I can say, oh, Renee, well, this has got to be done 100% or 120%, and I have to move my butcher block and my cake stands and clear off the countertops and wipe every single inch, and it can take me forever. And then I tell myself, well, I need to do that every single day. And then I think about my philosophy. Done is better than perfect. And I have to walk away. I just have to be done with it because it's never going to be perfect. Life is not perfect. I'm not perfect. No one expects me to be perfect, and I should not expect myself to be perfect. Oh, hi, boys. Hi, guys. What you doing, Pollux? Are you so happy? I'll sit down and play with the boys and finish what I was telling you about done is better than perfect. Oh, Pollux, you gonna bring me a bone, buddy? Another great example of how done is better than perfect is, and again, I'm a content creator, so a lot of my examples are gonna apply to what I'm doing, but I feel like that you can turn it around and apply it to honestly any situation. Oh, hey, Mooey. So over on Instagram, I decided that I was going to share the outfit of the day. Whatever I happened to be wearing that day, I was going to film it really quick and share it as an Instagram reel. Of course, I'm on Instagram all the time. I'm watching other women on Instagram. They have all these professional cameras and graphics and all the things, and that I don't have the ability to do that. I don't want to do that. And so I decided that I was just going to simply pick up my camera. I was going to film what I had on. I was going to say whatever I had on and describe all the things, and I was going to give myself 2 chances to film it. Really one and done, unless I just got super tongue-tied and had to do it over. Since I started adopting that philosophy, my Instagram page has really taken off. You all have really connected with my outfit of the day. And it can be something as casual as yesterday I posted a reel when I was going out on my morning walk, and I showed you my tank top and my shorts and my tennis shoes and my step counter that's always in my pocket. You all are loving that philosophy. So I could have spent hours and hours of time filming and editing and sitting down to add graphics and doing it over and voiceovers and music and all the things. But I had to tell myself, done is better than perfect. And now I realize, because you all are loving that philosophy so much and what I'm sharing on Instagram, I realize that was a really great thing for me. I needed to just be done with it. I could not tie myself up in all the details, because perfect to me would have been hours and hours and lots of other things like I just described. But you could take my philosophy, my mantra, and if you have a job to do at work, don't get caught up in the details like I used to do when I had a corporate job. Oh my goodness. I was the most organized person, and the joke was in the office, if somebody would come in and ask me a question, ask me anything, any fact, where is any paper, where is a document, how did I calculate so-and-so? For 20 years, when they walked in and asked that question, I could produce the answer. My office was immaculate. It was organized, alphabetized, it was color-coded. I kept everything like CYA, right? And it caused me so much stress. I'm not joking. When I worked a corporate job, I was miserable, super unhappy. And I think I did a lot of that to myself by not knowing about the philosophy, not knowing that done is better than perfect, not applying that to my life. I was making myself super unhappy and had lots of anxiety. So if that's you, I'm not saying do something half-ass. I'm not saying only put in 50% effort. That is absolutely not what I'm saying. I'm saying do your best, do it 95%, do it well, do it to the best of your ability, but don't put the pressure on yourself to be the best. Don't put the pressure on yourself to be perfect. It does not have to be over the top. It does not have to be done at 120%. It really doesn't. And now that I know that, I'm so much happier. I'm so much more carefree. I can get through my day, even my long to-do list of things that I want to do and need to do. My to-do list is so much more pleasing and manageable because I know that I can get through all of those things without being a perfectionist. I can get them done without them being perfect. And again, perfect to me was a very high standard. So now that I'm back in the house and the boys have decided that they're going to lay down and take a Judy from our walk, let me show you my calendar, which is on my office wall where the mantra is written. This is my monthly calendar, and it is right over there. And every month when I rewrite my calendar, I wipe it off and I write it again in a different color ink. So I sit right here at my desk. I do my work. It's right here in my view every single day. Each morning when I write my to-do list, it is in my view. And that mantra just kind of stays in my head all day long. And when I find myself getting bogged down in the details of being a perfectionist, which happens so often, I look up and I see the mantra and I'm like, you know what? I do not have to be that perfect person. Nobody cares. And I shouldn't either. When I'm editing a YouTube video, this is really one of the places that I can get so bogged down in clipping sentences and taking out too long of breaths, or if I get tongue-tied, removing those things. I can edit a video for freaking forever, and then I just have to say, it is done. I need it to be done. You all don't care if I repeat a word because I got tongue-tied. You all don't care, and it doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things if I had too long of a gap of a breath somewhere in a video. It just doesn't matter, but I can get in my own head and tell myself that it does matter. You know, just sitting here right now talking to you all, looking over my shoulder at my silver play button, my YouTube silver play button when I hit 100,000 subscribers, you all are absolutely proof that perfect doesn't matter, that done is better than perfect. I wouldn't have that silver play button if I didn't truly believe that mantra. So when I was younger and my daughters were little girls, I got it in my head that I had to be the perfect mother, the perfect wife. And I don't know why this sticks with me still to this day, but every Saturday I told myself I had to clean the bathrooms in our house. Deep clean, top to bottom. I don't mean just wipe off the countertop. I mean clean the floors, the bathtubs, the mirrors, the lighting, the toilet, the sinks, everything. All of the towels had to be washed. Like I had to do a full-on bathroom clean every single Saturday. It would take me a half a day. I would be exhausted. I had two daughters I was trying to raise. I was trying to do all this cleaning but live my life and be present with my daughters. But I don't know why, but in my head, this is something that had to be done every single Saturday. And I wish that I had adopted this philosophy back then, because I would have gone in. Yes, my bathroom would have been cleaned up, but it would not have been spotless. It would not have been sanitized, but it would have been clean. Clean was good enough. Done is better than perfect. And I would have not lost all of that time living my life and playing with my daughters and going out and doing things with them and spending time with my husband. I wouldn't have lost all of those hours stressing out over the fact that I thought my bathrooms needed to be perfect. I thought that I needed to do that to be the perfect mother and housewife and all the things. And now that my daughters are grown, one daughter lives in Milwaukee, the other is here, she's in her own house. I don't have those precious moments with them. They're gone. They were wasted while I was cleaning my bathroom. And I just wish I had known this. I wish that I had lived my life and thought about those things then when it was happening. But you know, what are you going to do? I'm here now. I'm in my 50s. I have so much life ahead of me, and I don't want to stress out. I don't want to feel the anxiety and the stress of trying to be perfect. So today, if you go in my bathroom, yes, the countertops, they're not cluttered, they're fairly clean, but actually, you know what? I'm living in the middle of a bathroom renovation right now, so things are not clean. There is dust everywhere. They are coming to sand sheetrock and do all, oh my gosh, it's a whole thing. Anyway, that's a whole nother video. But my point is, my bathrooms are tidy, they're cleaned up. Is my toilet cleaned every week? No, but I'll get to it. Are my bathroom sinks spotless? No, but I'll clean them when they get dirty. But you get my point, right? I don't have to be perfect. I can have it done, but not to perfection. And at this point in my life, and I wish it had been all of my life, that's okay with me. So to follow true with what I am telling you all, I am going to call this video good. I'm going to call it done is better than perfect, because if I wanted this video to be perfect, I would add lots of graphics to the video. I would go around my house and get tons of B-roll to show you all. But I'm going to follow my own philosophy. I'm going to go in the kitchen and film some B-roll of me wiping down the kitchen countertop, because I used that as an example in this video. So I like to show you and not just tell you. So I am going to film that. But I'm going to let this video stand on its own 2 feet. That done is better than perfect. So I would love to hear from you in the comments. What do you think about my daily mantra, my life's mantra? Do you adopt that into your own life? Does it make sense? What do you think about this video and the fact that I didn't fancy it up with a bunch of graphics or music or sound effects or B-roll? It's just me. It's just me talking to you, woman to woman, person to person, friend to friend, because you all are my friends. And I just wanted to sit down and have a conversation about how I've decided to live my life and the fact that I think it could be very helpful to you too. So I hope you have a great day. I'm surely going to, and I'll see you in the next video.